Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video, we're just going to have a look at Hell 71 through to Hell 80, hopefully. And we're going to be using Doomsdayers and we're going to be using Avengers. Now, if you bear with me, I'm going to build some teams and then we'll be back into it. And here we are, so we are back, and I have built myself some teams, even though it has been about 40 minutes since I originally started. Lots of the stuff getting in the way. But I've gone for full 5 Doomsdayers here, including Cleopatra. If you don't have Cleopatra, you just swap Cleopatra out with Atrops. But the reason that I've gone with Cleopatra is because of the Striker synergy that she will provide, and also because of the Doom's synergy as well. We've gone for the full sweep of Doom's relics. So we do have the Lance, which doubles our attacks. We have the Sylvan Shield, which will protect our front row. And we also have Demon Bane Whip as well. Now, it doesn't really matter what other Dooms that you include on this back row, as long as you have Dahlia and either Atrops or Cleopatra on the front row. The reason for that is when Dahlia attacks or takes action, she will switch with Cleopatra, boosting up Cleopatra's attack and therefore boosting up the rest of the team's attack as well. So, with regards to artifacts, I've gone for increase the attack of Doomsdayers. I've gone for my Undying Shield. I've gone for the Healing Spear, as well as dealing reflect damage has 25% chance to trigger Sanctuary. In case you don't know what Sanctuary is, Sanctuary will reduce the amount of damage you take to 1. So you are still technically taking damage, it's just 1. Now I've increased speed and increased speed again. Now if you do want to, you can take these out and you go all the way down and you would go ahead and pick this one up, which is increase reflect rate by 50%. And you can also go ahead and pop in increase your damage boost as well, which give your team a much higher damage output as well, about 20% more to be exact. Now we're on to the second team. This is an Avengers team, but with Atrops in this. Now I'm a bit skeptical about this team. I have found that the team here can be a little bit slow, to say the least, but most of the time it will get the job done. Now, with regards to relics, again, full Avengers relics, but this time we've gone for chest, which will double the number of relic activations that we get, and I've gone for banner, which gives us holy shield protection, and also hand of Tyr, which gives even more protection as well. So I have gone for the increase of 300% for attack of Avengers. You can also put in the increase of attack for Valianters as well, which will boost up Atrops even more. Gone for Splash Axe, which is very, very important because it ignores defense and shields. And then also the count of passive effect triggers when a unit dies is increased by 1. So we have effectively the way that Janna works, specifically whenever a unit on the battlefield dies, she increases the attack of her ultimates. So very, very powerful effect, especially when you double in that trigger. Just builds up a lot faster. Now we do have the horn as well, so whenever we dodge an attack, which we should be doing quite frequently because we do have increased dodge rate, we'll respond with a basic attack. Very, very strong. And we have also increased our attack by 20% for Atrops as well. So that is the team setup that I'm going to go for. I will see how well the second team does. The first team, I've absolutely no issue with whatsoever. I think this team's going to win in around 2 rounds because there's no Holy Shield, there's no Monarch gimmicks, there's no Phantom gimmicks. I think that this enemy team is just going to go straight down. And that'll be, I think, around round 2. But we'll see. We'll see. I've been wrong before. So, let's see. So we do build up quite a bit. We have got our Lance to proc twice, which means that we're going to be doing double attacks effectively. So Cleo here, not bad. We will take that. That is an ultimate from Cleo in round 1. The way that we get that is through the Shadow Arc synergy. Not Shadow Arc synergy, Grace of Shadows, sorry. There you go. So effectively what that means is every time we dodge an attack, we will respond with an ultimate attack. So as you can see here, we've not done altogether too much damage. We are removing shields, but enemies will build that shield back up with thanks to enemy Katrina. Oof, yes, we'll take that. We'll take that. Arthur here, he's going to do reasonable amounts of damage. Yep, 21,000 million, that's not bad. And then we get the double ultimate as well. As you can see, not got Pursuit Dart, not got the wings in there. The only thing that is pushing that double ultimate attack damage is the Lance here. So as you can see, I think we should finish this off now. Yep. So Doris doing 8,000 million. That is not bad at all. And that is all thanks to Dahlia and Cleo switching. Now this is going to be a very different story. As you can see, we don't have many big attack buffers on this team. So specifically, we don't have we don't have an attack stacker. We don't have a HP stacker on the team. We are pretty much relying on these relics. So as you can see, we should get a double activation. Yep, so we do get a double activation. It's because we've got Mavis on the team as well as a Deviant and a Celestial as well. Atrops also contributes to that, but it is really more about having a Royal, a Deviant, a Celestial, and one other type of faction on there. Now this could be a very, very tough fight, specifically because the enemy is going to be healing as well as providing themselves with extra shielding. Not to mention Mavis has been frozen, so we'll just have to see. Now we are dodging quite a bit, so hopefully we'll have enough build-up over the course of the match to power through. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Atrop's also doing that healing, but yeah. As you can see, very, very tough opponents here. And even Aphrodite not doing altogether too much. Perhaps what we need to do is take out somebody like Althea, take out Atrops, and instead run potentially Elisha and Eudora, or Elisha and Gaia, something like that, in order to push damage through. Now we do steal an enemy unit here, so very, very important. Even though we are doing a lot of damage, we're still not getting through those shields. And even if we were to get through those shields, it would mean that enemies are going to heal back up every time they do a crit. So we'll just have to see. I think this is a loss. I don't think we're doing enough damage to these guys. We'll have to see. Splash Axe might be doing the business. We'll see if it's going to be... Oof, okay. Yeah, we started to do a lot more damage now. A lot more damage. How much is this going to do? Reasonable. Reasonable. We got the splash damage as well, so that's not bad. Oof, unfortunately, Aphrodite has been frozen. Which means that if we do... Oof. Yeah, enemy's not able to do enough damage to their own unit in order to take them down. So Aphrodite actually not altogether too much help in this one. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and skip this one and just see how far we can get. So it looks like round 5. It looks like the next round. Very, very strong. Very good. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll keep that in. So let's power through and we'll get through to 75. Just see how far we can get with these teams. Again, this first team I have absolutely no fear over whatsoever. Round 2 again, very, very strong. Round 11 this time. And again, that's because of the Monarch synergy that was included in that team. And it looks like Mavis, again, welcome, strongest Avenger. Mavis is definitely, I would say, the strongest Avenger. Hands down. For PvP specifically, Mavis very good. For PvE, Mavis is top dog. I think anyway. Aphrodite is okay, but Aphrodite only works for PvP, I think. Personally anyway. I've been wrong before, but oof, yeah. So okay, we're going to need to reset. So let's go ahead, pause. Okay, so let's try this one. We'll see. So I've included Eudora and Elisha as well, because we just weren't getting the damage in that was required in order to take these guys down. So round 3 for our first team. And then our second team, artifacts-wise, I've gone with increase the attack of Avengers, splash damage, pursuit dart. I've gone for landing a crit, has 10% chance to increase awaken, increase crit rate and damage reduction as well. So I've gone for Janna, Mavis and Lachesis as my as my Avengers team. So we do get the damage reduction, and hopefully we can get a double, yes, we get a double activation of the chest, and hopefully a double activation of, no, unfortunately, no double activation for banner. We do get a double activation for Hand of Tyr. Can we get another double activation of chest? Yes, we can. That is not bad at all. And we do get the double HP increase as well as even more Holy Shield. So, unfortunately, we didn't get any double activations for Holy Shield, but it is what it is. I think we should be good for another 3 rounds or so. Now, every time we get a crit, we should be increasing our attack and HP, which should give us the edge when it comes to beating these guys. Again, Avengers, the slowest team in the format, and again, it's because they don't have a stacker like Elisha, like Gaia, like Arthur, for example, just don't have that type of firepower in their roster at the moment. However, we are getting new units, and I think the new units will be something along the lines of Avengers, Ethereals, Avengers, Glorians, and who else? Valianters. I believe that's who we will get the new units for. And look at that damage from Janna. That is spot on. We will take that. And we are increasing our attack, I believe, every time we do a crit. Oh, we already built that up already? Yes, we have. We've already built that up. That is actually not bad at all. So within the first 2 rounds, we've managed to get to the peak for Elisha's passive, and that's with thanks to Eudora, thanks to Janna, and with thanks to Mavis and Elisha herself as well. Now, we do get one of our strangers going down, but it doesn't matter altogether too much. We do have Lachesis in here, and the reason that Lachesis is in here is primarily because of this synergy right here, so the Grace of Hunters. However, Lachesis does also remove any buffs as well from our enemies. And Janna here not doing altogether too much. Again, none of our actual units have died, and none of our strangers have really died either. But we do get this from Janna. That is a dodge from the Shadow Arc. From the Grace of Shadows, which means that every time we dodge an attack, we've got more than 100 energy. We're going to respond with an ultimate. Very, very strong indeed. So this is Eudora doing what she does best. And yeah, very, very strong. No crit here from Janna, but it is what it is. We're only on basic attack round, and this is round 5, so I think we should be good to go. As you can see, if Avengers did have a stacking unit like Elisha, they would be much, much stronger. I think anyway, and as long as it's not based on revival, then you should be good to go. If it's based on, say for example, a unit dying on the battlefield, and it gives you attack and HP up to sort of 1,000 to 1,500%, I think that Avengers would become competitively viable again. But as it stands at the moment, they're just not. Unfortunately, they just don't have the firepower that they need. Somebody like Eudora, they do have Hecate. Hecate is very, very strong, but Holy Shield still exists, and she does a lot of work, Hecate, but you do need a lot of healing on the team as well, so just keep that in mind. Now, these guys should be going down very, very soon. As you can see, we're doing nice damage to them. So I think what we'll do, we'll go ahead and skip. And yeah, round 7. So we would have been waiting another couple of rounds, but that is 74 cleared. So let's have a look at these bosses. So this is... Enemy deals basic attack damage to the boss, loses 1% of max HP, and we don't have any information about this boss. Okay, so this boss, I believe the way that this boss works is we can only do 5% damage to this boss at any given time, but I do think that we should be okay. What I might do is take Doris out, and we want a unit that hits the back line as well when they attack. And let's go with Leviathan. Let's pop Leviathan in and see how well she does. And then this team, we need the Avengers artifact in. So bear with me. Let's take you out. Tell you what, bear with me. All right, and we're back. So I've changed the team up ever so slightly. We are going to stick with this particular team. Lachesis, Janna, Mavis, Elisha, and Eudora. This first team should be fine. We'll see, we'll see. But the artifact I have gone for, or the change up, I changed our Sanctuary. So the Book of Sanctuary, wherever it is, this one. Book of Hatred, different, bit different. But we've gone with the counter-attack Horn. And again, the reason for that is because of this. When an enemy deals basic attacks, the boss loses 1% of its max HP. What this means is whenever we attack with a basic attack, these guys will lose a lot of HP. So let's go ahead and power through. Let's see whether or not we are able to beat this boss first time round. And if we are, absolutely fantastic. We'll power through to 80. And if not, then we might spend a little bit more time on this video trying to beat this boss in particular, seeing if there are any specific team builds that we need to go through in order to win. So again, we've got our double attack here. So this is Soulbinding Lance. We have our shield for our front row to keep us alive. And as you can see, boss's minions have gone down. Now, how do we do that? Well, that is with thanks to Leviathan. Leviathan, very, very strong ability, specifically because it can take down these enemy minions. The reason for that is because the enemy minions will do attack to us. It will get reflected back directly to them, and they will go straight down. As you can see, definitely required for this Undying Shield here. So I have no problem with this front row. And the reason for that is because every time Dahlia switches with Cleopatra, we also copy our Holy Shield as well. So we're doing reasonable damage to this boss. Again, we can only do a maximum of 5% damage every single time we attack. Now, I believe this boss has something stupid like 3 trillion health, something like that. But we are doing a lot of damage here, and we actually need this boss to attack Cleopatra, funny enough, and Cleopatra to dodge an attack, so that we get even more attack. Very, very strong effect, but we'll just have to see. So all Holy Shield been removed, but comes back with thanks to Cleopatra. Again, she's so strong. She's so strong. It's crazy. It's crazy how much damage that we can get, especially with the likes of Dahlia. Again, we can only do 5% max HP to this boss, but I think the damage that we're doing here is going to be more than enough to take this boss down. We're only around 3 of 15. So we'll see. Plus, we also have Ophelia, and every time this boss attacks, she's taking reflect damage. It's also taking a lot of damage from our actual attacks as well. So we'll go ahead and see how far we can take this, really. We do need to heal up a little bit as well, I think. Every time we do heal, we go up to 250 million maximum attack increase and defense increase as well, which is how we're able to survive, or how this front row is able to survive. So again, we'll see how much damage Dahlia is going to do here. Very, very strong. Yeah, that is a lot. That's a lot of damage. But again, we can't do more than 5% max HP. Ah, the flipping heck. He is doing a lot of damage there. Yeah, very, very strong. But again, it might not be enough, actually. Might not be enough. I think we might need somebody else on this team as well. But we'll see. We'll see if having Cleo build up. Yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot of HP from Dahlia there. And that would have been a lot from Ophelia too. Here we go. Dahlia once again proccing. Now she's doing a lot less there. The reason she's doing a lot less is because she was no longer under the effect of the Watcher's Pledge. Or the... I can't remember what the name of the pledge is for Cleo, but it is a pledge. But flipping heck, yeah, Cleo doing her basic attacks is doing that much to the boss. It is just crazy damage, absolutely crazy damage. So we'll see. Again, we're not doing altogether too much here. 800 million, not even tickling this boss. Not even tickling this boss. But boss is reflecting a lot of attacks back to herself as well, with thanks to Leviathan. Now, we get 50% of Cleo's attacks, and you saw how much she was doing on her basic attack. Very, very strong. Only 15,000 million though. Could be better. I've seen better. And then we'll see. We'll see how much we can get in this next round. I believe that in this next round, we're going to see massive chunks of damage taken out of this boss. Again, it's only 5% of the maximum of this boss's HP that we can do. But Again, we'll have to see. Ophelia putting a lot of work in here as well, actually. Here we go. So this is, yeah, this is the big damage turn. We're actually doing a lot more damage than I, yeah, that is a lot of damage. And do we get it from this? I don't think we do. No, 835 million. Yeah, and only 500 million from Dahlia as well. So, it is what it is. But Cleo here, putting the numbers up, of course, doing 5% as a minimum. I think we've not done enough damage. I don't think we've done enough damage. Let me... Yeah. Oh, this is a shame. How much damage are we going to do here? Not enough, I don't think. Yeah, so after doing a chunk here. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be enough. We're at round 11. I think we're going to have to use Gaia, if I'm honest. But we'll see. We'll see. Take out take out Arthur, I think. Pop in Gaia. And Mulan, I think, as well. Yeah, still a lot, but not enough. So let's try this again. I think this will just be up to 75. So yeah, sorry if you were looking forward to going through to 80, but it is what it is. So let me pause and I'll be back in just 1 second. Okay, and we are back. So let's jump in and let's see how well this team does. I am very fearful of this this second team. To be honest, I think this second team is gonna it's not gonna be enough, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, we have poured basically all of our best units into this particular team here. Now, enemies are doing a fair chunk of damage to themselves, but we no longer have Leviathan on the team, which means that enemies are no longer able to reflect their own attacks back to them. A very strong tactic, but as you can see, it wasn't enough. Now, we do get the double here, which means Gaia has the potential to triple ultimate. Very, very strong. And applying all of this corrode, we are building up as well. So up to 29 stacks already, 29 stacks of attack, and 8 stacks for the rest of the team. So this back row only doing 8 stacks, but we do get to apply burn here to the boss, which is very, very important. Applying burn, really, really strong effect. And another thing to note, if you are running this team and you do want the damage reduction, you do need to change Cleo's alignment. The way that you do that, you jump into your little icon over on the left-hand side when you set up your teams, and you can click Doomsdayers for Cleo, and that will change to give you the damage reduction required. So we're not doing as much damage as we were before. Hopefully Gaia to hit this back row. Specifically the boss. What a pain. No hits on this boss. Right, okay. I think this is an L, but I've been wrong before. So I'm going to go ahead and skip. And round 6. Flipping heck, round 6. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I think this is this team is a loss. But we'll see. We'll see how the counter-attack horn works specifically. So hopefully we can get a number of dodges in. Yep, so we get respond with basic attack. And every time we get a crit, we will technically respond with a basic attack. So Lachesis here doing 2 every time we get a crit here. We do... well, we build up. Why are we attacking twice? Oh, pursuit dart. Never mind. Every time we get a crit. Yeah, I was right. Ignore me. I need more coffee. But every time we get a crit, we'll respond with another attack as well. So, and that counts towards the life totals of these enemies. So we do get our shields up as much as possible, and we're looking to remove as much HP from these guys as possible, and we're looking for as many crits as possible. So as you can see, Janna got a crit there, Mavis got a crit, Elisha got a crit. on these enemies, and it has done a chunk of damage to this boss. Now you do need to do overall, you need to do 20% damage to the enemy boss. 120 million, not too strong, but we are going to start to see that number go up already. Yep, so up to 334 million, and we get the triple from Eudora here, which will put us up to 50 stacks. So we have built up fully now with the team. And without a unit like Atrops or Cleo on the team, we're just not doing enough damage, I don't think. But I've been wrong before, so we'll see. Mavis doing a chunk of damage here. That is not bad, actually. And every time one of these strangers goes down, we do get an attack increase with Janna as well. So we'll see. We'll see. How much are we doing here? 10,000 million. That's looking a lot healthier. A lot healthier, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and skip through to the end and just see whether or not this team is good enough. Again, I don't think it will be, but I've been wrong. No, I was close, but no cigar, unfortunately. So bear with me. Okay, so we've jumped back in and I've added Atrops to the team over Lachesis. Now we don't get 75% damage reduction, but that should be fine. We should get a lot of dodges here on these enemy units, and we hopefully should start to see a massive build up of attack. Now we do get Janna's increase in her attack, and we get the double attack with thanks to the combination of the every time we get a crit we launch a second basic, and also after triggering dodge retaliates with a basic. So we are doing a lot of damage to these guys. Get all of our relics triggering here. Hopefully we get a double. So we get a double from chest, but do we get a double from banner? No double from banner, but it should be absolutely fine. These guys go down. Enemy loses 40% HP, and we just need to do an additional 20% HP in order to power through. So we do get Atrops here. Unfortunately, Atrops does not have a chance to double ultimate, which might have secured a victory. But as you can see, Eudora, even before we fully built up, is doing 11,000 million. So very, very strong, and only going to get stronger and stronger as time goes by. And the reason for that is because of the attack increase on Atrops as well. So every time we get a crit, we also increase our attack and HP up to that maximum of 50 stacks. As you can see, up to 50 stacks already. Very, very good. I am enjoying this quite a bit. And I think if we can get this boss below this 50% HP before round 10, we should be good to go. So we get the attack increase for, unfortunately, Elisha, Mavis, and Janna. So we're doing 10,000 million. Oof. We should be doing more than this. That's so weird. I'll see how much we're doing on this next one. No dodges there either. Shame. Because we're up to 200 energy, which means any dodge will trigger an ultimate attack. But clearly this team is not built for dodging, except Mavis is, and Janna is as well. It's very, very strange. Right, okay, so this is the key moment. So we get our attack increase from Atrops. How much is Eudora going to do? 19,000. That's not bad. It's basically doubling the damage output that she's doing at the moment. Plus then the splash damage. That's what we want to see. No splash damage that time. Do we get any splash damage this time? We do, so that's doubling the output again and again. Not bad. Janna here doing reasonable amounts of damage for what Janna's supposed to do. But again, we need a lot of our units to die for Janna to become super effective. So I think what I'll need to do is take Janna out, replace her with another Avenger, I think. Potentially Sal, or potentially Kate. So we'll see. We'll see. Right, okay. I think we're okay, but we'll see. I'm just going to go ahead and skip. No, we were close. We were close. It is Janna that's the problem, unfortunately. She is very good in PvP, but not as effective here. So we'll go to next team. Take out Janna, and then we'll pop in... where have we gone? Hate. Let's try this. Let's try Hate. We'll just see. We'll just see. So, skip through this, and then we'll see if we do any more. So that was up to 12. I've seen it as low as 7 with that particular team, but 12 is the highest I've seen so far. So we just got a bit unlucky on that previous run. We'll see. Okay, so we get our attack backs. It's all about, with this team, it is, or specifically with Hate, it's all about the healing back. So we need as much healing as we possibly can do. But we do get the attack increases. And double shielding, okay, that's all right. Right, let's skip through and let's see. No, we were closer that time. Bear with me. There we go. So I had to change the teams up very drastically in order to win. So let me just show those off. So as you can see, I've got in this first team, I've changed Arthur. I've put Arthur back in for the increase in attack and HP for the rest of the team when we do reflect damage. We've also got Elisha in this second team. You've got Dahlia on the back row to swap with Atrops, and Ophelia in this front row as well for the increase in attack. Now we do also have this second team. It just completely changed up. So let me just jump in and I'll show you. So the second team that I ran specifically is Astrid, Mulan, Gaia, Seraphina, Cleopatra. Didn't really matter about the Avengers synergy. To be honest, there's no way that the Avengers team have the units required in order to beat that boss. There's just not enough damage on the table with the Avengers. Even pumping all of your resources into powering up Hate and getting her attack up as high as possible, there's just no way of doing it without the burn effect from Mulan and without the increased damage from Gaia as well. We had Cleo on the front slot. We had Seraphina to power up the team, specifically with thanks to the Grace of Hunters. So yep, we get that up as quickly as possible, and then for survivability moving forward. And Astrid is also pumping up the team's attack, so just getting as much attack in as possible on that enemy boss to start doing those 5% bits of damage already. That is the key. So yeah, my apologies, could not do it with Avengers. They just don't have the units required. But just want to say thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day, and yeah, good luck.